12 teams representing some of the biggest cities around the world. 72 of the world's most talented poker players with over $350 million in combined lifetime earnings will put everything on the line over 8 months to compete for the title of the first ever GPL World Champions. Which team has what it takes? The Global Poker League starts now.
Hello and welcome to the Global Poker League this Wednesday evening. I am Laura Cornelius, joined by the GPL insider, Mr. Eric Danny. Yesterday was all about Six Max action. We saw some great Six Max games from the Americas and the EurAsian Conference. It was all about Tyler Kenny, though, and Felipe Ramos for me, I think.
Absolutely, 12 points from both Ramos and Kenny. And also, they just gave us a great show. Both made it heads up to in both of their matches. So that was the Americas, and let's move on to some European heads up today, or Eurasian, heads up.
Yes, indeed. Don't forget the Hong Kong Stars. Let's take a look at what's coming up today. It is all about Eurasian heads-up action, and we've got some great matches lined up for you, kicking off at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. Jungleman is back, isn't he? He's going to hopefully come back with a bang for the Berlin Bears. That first match everyone's waiting for, Daniel Cates versus Randy Liu, Nanonoko, match 25, kicking off at 9 a.m. Pacific Time, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, and 6 p.m. Central European Time. That's in around 30 minutes' time. Igor Kurganov then for the London Royals is battling it out against Paris Aviator George Danza. That second match, match 26, kicks off at 11:30 Pacific Time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and 8:30 Central European Time. And finally, the last match of this evening is Timothy Adams for the Rome Emperors. He will be back, and he will be battling it out with Sergei Lebedev for the Moscow Wolverines, match 27 at 2 p.m. Pacific Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, and 11 p.m. Central European Time. So, which one are you most excited for? The first one, Jungleman, Nanonoko?
Well, I think what I'm most excited is to see George Danza play for the first time. He makes his debut. He's the only player that's going to make his debut in all of these matches today. It'll be intriguing to see him. I think him and Kurganov are going to put on quite a show. We're talking about the battle of the hair. Let's make that happen. So it'll be fun to see what happens there. And of course, Jungleman, Nanonoko. Jungleman, it's just not been his year so far, but he's played a lot. Nanonoko's played every single heads-up match for his team, and it's going to continue next week from what we've been told. So it looks like Selena Lin has made a conscious decision that Nanonoko is the heads-up king for the Hong Kong Stars. And great first week, 3-0 shutout of Sergei Lebedev, who does get back in the ring today. And then just a little stumble against the great Sam Trickett last week. So we'll have to see what happens to Nanonoko today.
Just a little stumble. He was very nervous playing Sam Trickett. He did seem to get the nerves get the better of him a little bit, I think.
Yeah, I think nerves and the fact that you're playing someone like Trickett, who is by far known as one of the top players of all time. And I think it was our own Sam Grafton who mentioned that in his generation, probably the best European poker player in that era. So a lot of pressure on Nanonoko. I think he felt more pressure being 3-0, being the only person to have won his 3 heads-up matches. I think there was more pressure to that first. And then seeing how good Trickett was playing scared him off. And we couldn't hear Trickett, so maybe there's that too. He was looking at the live stream and not understanding, looking at it 10 minutes later going, wow, this guy's so good. He doesn't even need to talk. So yeah, I think there was a few things that came into play, but I do think a new Nanonoko, he's calling for these matches. He's asked to play Jungleman. He's asked for Elke next week. He's asked for a rematch against Trickett. So yeah, he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. So it'll be fun to see how he gets it done today.
Let's talk about Jungleman yesterday, because obviously he played the first week. He's played a lot of matches now. There's a lot of points that have been available to him. He just hasn't been getting them.
Right, I have 4 points for the season is an atrocity. And again, it has nothing to do. I'm not the one that's going to talk about Jungleman's game. That's not my role. But my role is to look at the stats, and it's just not good enough. And that's a big issue for Philip Grusom. A lot of matches will be used up by Jungleman. If he sweeps today, I think there's a lot of repairs that could be made today. If he doesn't, and if he loses, I think it's just terrible, especially in a week that was supposed to be the Brian Rast debut. Yeah. That didn't happen, so Jungle, as a good teammate, steps in. But if he finishes the week with 1 point, that is just criminal, and there could be a lot of problems for Berlin.
I'd like to hear a little more about what the commentators think to his play, whether they thought he was playing okay and just got bad cards, or whether he's just not putting his all into it.
I think he made one misstep. I think it was in the first game. There was one misstep there where he thought he was ahead and Liv had him drawing dead. So, again, it's tough to critique that. If you think you're ahead and you're not, hey, not much you can do. But he made such good reads at times yesterday as well. He actually called out hands. It was quite remarkable. So obviously, we're not here to say Jungleman is not a good player. He is one of the elite online players. It's just in this format, it's just not been a good few weeks for him.
Indeed. Well, this is Global Poker League. If you're new to it and you don't know what this is all about, we're in season 1. We're at the very, very beginning, early stages. We're into week 3 of online action. We've got another 5-6 weeks to go before we then go into live action. But we have the whole 8 months of the first season. So this is how it's going to pan out.
The league consists of 12 worldwide teams, 6 in the Eurasian Conference and 6 in the American Conference. Each team has a total of 6 players, and the manager of that team may choose whoever they like to play at any time, provided each player on their team plays a minimum of 6 matches across the season. The GPL starts the regular season with 8 weeks of online arena action, which consists of 6 max and heads-up matches. Every Tuesday, all 6 teams from each conference will face off in 2 6-max sit-and-goes. One team in each conference will play as the home team, while the other 5 are away. Home team managers have the ability to pick their players once they have seen the lineup of the away teams. Points will be awarded to all teams competing except for the 6th place finisher per match. First will get 7 points, second 5 points, third 3 points, fourth 2 points, and 5th will get 1 point. Every Wednesday, each of the 6 Eurasian Conference teams will battle in 3 heads-up games against an opponent from another Eurasian Conference team. And every Thursday, each American Conference team will do the same. For heads-up, one team from each matchup will play at home, while the other away. All 3 games will be played, with 3 points awarded per game won and 0 points awarded per game lost, with a total of 9 points available. After the 8 weeks of online arena, live heads-up play will be introduced in the Global Poker League Summer Series in Las Vegas. Teams from GPL's 2 conferences will face off against each other in cross-conference heads-up play in 6 heats across 5 weeks of daily action. Just as in the online arena, during studio heads-up play, they will duel for 3 games, with 9 possible points available per match. After the summer series, the GPL regular season continues, with 6 more weeks of online arena action, after which the 2 teams at the bottom of each conference will be eliminated, and the remaining 8 will advance to the playoffs. The playoffs will see the much-awaited introduction of the Cube, the ultimate poker arena. A 2-day event hosted from an epic venue in North America at the end of September will see 8 teams reduced down to 4 in a completely revolutionary 3v3 format. Finally, the first season of the Global Poker League will conclude its play with the live finals, played from the Cube at the SSE Arena, Wembley, in London, where the champions of each conference will be determined on day 1. And finally, on the grand final on day 2, where the Americas Conference winner will face off against Eurasia's best to determine who will be crowned the Global Poker League champions.
Hi everyone, this is the Global Poker League. I'm Griffin Benger. This is Sam Grafton. Jungleman can't catch a break. Nanonoko, he doesn't get a break. Selena Lynn just keeps on throwing in the fire. And the East Coast in the Americas are absolutely crushing. But first, let's talk about yesterday's matches.
Yeah, yesterday, real exciting day of action. Debutantes going wild. Liv Boeree making her debut. She got a win.
Yeah,
Andrzej
absolutely.
Patyczuk making his debut, got a win. And even more surprisingly, in the Americas division, big results for Tyler Kenny and Felipe Ramos. Dan Cates, as you said, impressive as always, but struggled to put points on the board.
Colorful as always.
Yeah, this was a big hand. Max Pescatori limped the ace-king. Livbury all in with ace-queen. Fabrice out the door. And Max Pescatori won a big pot, which set him on the way to get second in this match. Much needed points for those Rome Emperors. This was the Jungleman's exit. This was the only point that he registered. The only point he has registered over 4 six-max matches. Raiden Khan, the beneficiary. And it was an interesting performance from Andrei Patichuk, who took it down, was short, didn't really have to do anything. You know, the card distribution meant he didn't really get involved in the big hands, played the short stack, survived till 3-4-handed, came out of his shell with some good push-forward strategy and picked up the 7 points for the Wolverines. Here, again, Dan Cates shoving deuces. He was absolutely fuming, mate.
Yeah, there was a lot of interesting hands that went down yesterday. None perhaps more interesting than of course, Daniel Cates being slow-rolled by the beautiful Liv Bourrie yesterday.
Yeah, that
the
was
first
cool.
slow roll in GPL history. But Liv Bourrie definitely became the storyline of her heat.
Yeah, this was a big pot, taking out Wayne Zhang. Really nice for Liv. Great to have her on the webcam as well. I'm sure our Twitch figures jumped up considerably when she decided to, was kind enough to join us. And here we see her celebrating, defeating Wayne Zhang heads up for a massive 7 points. The first manager to win as well. So that's a real feather in the cap of Liv Bourrie and the London Roars. And that was the Eurasia division.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the team that Liv Bourrie's put together, and, she's just unbelievable, the whole team.
And this was a fast start from Felipe Ramos. First hand he played in the GPL, 3-betting the 6-5 suited, getting an amazing ace-5-5 flop against Anton Wig and taking over half the Swede stack. Here he puts in a real big value bet. Anton Wig cursing his luck when this hand
9999.
Yeah, eventually went to showdown. This was Duhamel versus Tyler Kenny. Obviously, Tyler and Felipe both coming in as wildcard picks, a little bit underdogs in a star-studded lineup of EBT champions and WSOP champions, but they will have been delighted with the results. This was Mike McDonald, registered a decent score for the Montreal Nationals, who are second in the league. But with this Tyler Kenny victory, and his result, which we'll see in a second, in the second match, this was the win, ace on the turn. Felipe defeated, but with a lot to be proud of. The Sao Paulo resident also picking up 5 points. Tyler Kenny put the New York Rounders top of the table. And this was another nice pot for Felipe. It runs out a jack in the back on the river to see Mike McDonald exit with 0 points. That was a real relief to everyone at the table, I'm sure. I'm sure Jake and Maria would have liked to have done some damage.
Might call that a backjack.
Yeah, yeah.
21.
And Tyler Kenny was short all the way through, kept battling, preserved his tournament life, made an amazing raise fold with ace-deuce, with just 11 big blinds when Jake Cody had 2 kings. This amazing queen on the river kept him alive. He just would not give up, never say die attitude, etc., etc. And same 2 guys, heads up. And I think by the end of it, there was a lot of kind of respect and, comradeship between these 2 wild cards. They felt really, really good as the least well-known names, at least, to the general poker fan. They came heads up and shared honours equally. A massive 12 points scored for each of them, which is massive for Sao Paulo, who are down the bottom. And as I said, New York Rounders, Tyler Kenny, unbelievable performance, single-handedly putting them top of the table.
Yeah, serious question, though, is, okay, because comradeship sounds like a way better version of the word camaraderie. Is that actually a word, or did you make comradeship?
Yeah,
that's sick. I'm using that. I'm going to take that for later. Anyways, guys, Laura, Eric are going to tell us some staying analysis. Big movement yesterday, especially in the Americas division. Sao Paulo finally getting some work together because of Felipe Mojave. Laura, tell us what's going on.
Thanks, Griffin. Do I have to do Sao Paulo like he does Sao Paulo?
He does it very well, yes.
He does. I'm just going to do Sao Paulo. Oh. Sao Paulo had their very first win yesterday.
It was a momentous victory as well. It was, of course, from a Sao Paulo native in Felipe Ramos, and that was great. And Felipe mentioned quite a few times during the match that there was a lot of pressure on him, not just from the city he plays in, but from the country of Brazil. So he understands, how much pressure there is on that team. That team might have the most pressure out of all teams, just with fans and engagement from the country. He did mention that poker is now recognized as a sport in Brazil. Yeah. Our own Andre Akari doing yeoman's work with that that. Just hard work from Andre and other people, of course, but Andre at the forefront of that legislation, and good on him, you know, from working so hard and taking so much of his own time to get that done. So bravo, Brazil. Just great news for them. And Sao Paulo is the team of the hour.
It was great to speak to Felipe on the Skype call yesterday as well, and you really got the passion from him, didn't you, of Brazil?
Funny too to see the humbleness of Felipe and then the brashness of the New York Rounders, which is what we love.
Yeah, that's
why we tune in.
Teams,
you know,
yeah.
so it was great to see. Again, very classy. And not to say that Tyler Kenny is not classy; he was great. But you could tell the little chip on the shoulder. I think we're gonna love this New York team throughout the year.
So we're going to take a look at the Americas standings now, because Montreal Nationals actually came into the lead yesterday, but New York Rounders stole it away thanks to Tyler Kenny with a first and second place. So he's going to be up there with the top point scorers, I imagine, for this week.
Yeah, that's right.
So New York Rounders on 37 now, 5 points clear of Montreal Nationals. Mike McDonald wasn't able to do as well as he hoped.
That's right. Mike McDonald did not follow the Mike McDonald advice, unfortunately, and ended up finishing sixth in that second match. So very disappointing from Timex.
We'll come back to him in a sec. Los Angeles Sunset, Maria Ho had her debut yesterday, played her first game. Unfortunately, wasn't able to score too many points, 25 points for them. Sao Paulo Mets, 25 also, and the Vegas Moneymakers on 25. 3 teams all on the same amount of points there. And San Francisco Rush, oh dear, 18 points, 7 points behind anyone. Faraj Jacques not going to be a happy manager about that.
No, I think we're going to see Faraj jump in that lineup soon. I think he wants some points accumulated for that team.
I believe he may be playing next week.
Speaking of looking ahead, tomorrow night, New York and Montreal, LeFrancois and Bryn Kenny.
Yeah.
That's a battle for first place, so that's one to tune in for.
That will be a good one. It's the first time I've seen Bryn as well. Obviously,
That's
we saw
right.
his brother and the wildcard pick, Tyler, yesterday. It was pleasantly surprising.
And we saw Pascal have an amazing performance last week.
Yes, Pascal did very well. Interesting. I wonder what Bryn's going to be like on camera. I think he'll be quite chatty.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little more than Tyler, and that's saying a lot, right? So.
A little bad boy vibe coming from them. So New York Rounders, top of the league at the moment, and they will stay like that, obviously, because today is all about EurAsia. We're only going to be seeing heads-up matches from EurAsia. America's heads-up matches are tomorrow, so of course the New York Rounders will stay in the lead until then. Let's take a look now at the EurAsian Conference. Paris Aviators and Hong Kong Stars now level pegging. Fabrice Soulier, not a happy manager after yesterday, just being able to get 1 point for his team, unfortunately.
Yeah, it wasn't the best day for Fabrice, and that's always frustrating when you're the manager and things don't go your side. It was such a great day for Liv Boré, so it was tough to see Fabrice in that situation. All 6 players, by the way, in that first match went very deep, so at that point it was pretty much a crapshoot, and unfortunately Paris felt the brunt of it.
Moscow Wolverines 29 points. So we spoke to Anatoly yesterday. He should be pretty happy to be in 3rd spot, I think, because there's not much between them now at the top. London Royals on 28, just 1 point behind. Rome Emperors have climbed from the bottom spot. They were coming in at the bottom yesterday. They have 24 points now. And the Berlin Bears, just 19 points. Jungleman only able to pick up 1 point for his team yesterday, but he may not act like he wants it, but he wants it today.
Of course.
He really wants it.
This is a crucial match for Berlin. They're now 9 points out of a playoff spot. Those 9 points could come from Jungleman today. There's a lot of pressure on Berlin. They're playing Hong Kong. Of course, Hong Kong is looking at first place, looking to be clear in first place by the end of the night. So there's a lot of pressure on Cates. He might not admit it, as you said, but there's a ton of eyes on Berlin. And if Berlin does not get any points today, it could be situation critical, and we're only a few weeks in.
Okay, well, we're going to head back to Griffin and to Sam. We're going to have a little bit of pre-match analysis. Let's build this up. Nanonoko, I'm very excited to see play Jungleman very shortly.
Thanks, Laura. Are you guys sick of Jungleman? I'm not sick of Jungleman. There's more Jungleman. There's more Nanonoko for all the fans out there of the American on the Hong Kong Stars. They're going to be the first ones playing today. This is a match that Nanonoko in particular requested. He really wanted. And, if he can somehow get 6 to 9 points off of Jungleman, the top might just blow off this whole operation. Here we can take a look at the Berlin Bear himself and the Hong Kong star. What do you like about these guys?
Yeah, I mean, Dan Cates has delivered in terms of entertainment. He's been the person so many people have been talking about on Twitter, so many people have been talking about on social media. He's such a charismatic individual, so funny, and obviously we could see little glimpses of his skill level. We can see why when you speak to the top players in the game and they talk about the top 5 poker players in the world, often Dan Cates is mentioned, but when will he begin to deliver in terms of points for the Berlin Bears? You know, at the moment, they are bottom of the table, and he is a big reason for that. That said, there is some good news for the Berlin Bears and Dan Cates. Obviously, only 12 points separating the bottom from the Paris Aviators at the top. If he can register some points today, if he can win 2 or maybe even 3 of these matches against Randy Liu, that'll be a huge boost to the Berlin Bears and their table standings.
Yeah, and I mean, when it comes to this initiative of sportifying poker, it's storylines like these that are always fascinating. The guy that everyone expects is going to absolutely crush, and then just the unpredictability of life and the fallacy of man. I mean, this is a guy who has had so much success in all the disciplines of poker that he plays, and just a lot of things have not gone his way, whether it was getting unlucky, whether it was misreading his hand, whether it was playing cash games, whether it was getting frustrated. There's so many factors that had to contribute for Dan Jungleman Cates to only have, 4 of a possible 37 points you were telling me? I mean, that's just crazy. But let's talk about Nanonoko now.
Yeah, of course. So we've seen 2 real different sides of Randy Liu. Obviously, he ran good in that opening match, winning 9 out of 9 points against Sergei Lebedev. A great start for the Hong Kong Stars. And he was a big reason that the Hong Kong Stars have started so well in the league standings, and they were top of the table week 1. The second match against Sam Trickett, we saw a more hesitant Randy Liu. Seemed a little overawed by Trickett's reputation. He was second-guessing himself, and that is a recipe for disaster in No Limit Hold'em.
And who are we going to get today for when it comes to Nanonoko? Are we going to get that confident player that came in as like, I'm going to make an impression for the Hong Kong Stars. Selena wants me to be the first heads-up player, getting those 9 points from the very strong Russian, or are we going to get the sort of apprehensive, sort of overwhelmed Randy Liu, who had to face such an intimidating figure as Sam Trickett? I mean, Jungleman and Sam Trickett, they're in a lot of ways, they're very, very similar as far as the scale of what to expect.
Yeah, of course, he needs to have confidence in his own ranges, in the work he's done off the table, off his own poker instincts, which, let's be honest, are honed over literally tens of thousands of hands.
Hundreds of thousands, probably,
hundreds of thousands of hands on Poker Stars. So, he needs to have a bit of confidence in himself. This is the GPL. There is nowhere to hide. The people are putting up their top guys in the heads-up matches, and if he's going to be the heads-up representative in the main for the Hong Kong Stars, he's going to have to get used to battling against this level of opposition.
Yeah, Randy Liu, again, the Poker Stars team pro, that big following on Twitch. Obviously someone that has a lot of fans all over the world. They're constantly throwing emojis in the chat, like representing him, and it's really fun to see. But there's an interview with Randy Liu waiting for us in that lounge. Laura and Eric always cooking something up for us. Looks like we're going to have Nanonoko ready to talk about this match and his success so far in the GPL.
Thank you so much. We're cooking up a storm here. We're hoping for a good match between Randy Liu, Nanonoko, and the Jungleman, Dan. Do we have Randy Liu there on the line? There he is. Hey, Randy, how are you doing? Are you ready for the big match today?
Should be easy.
Oh, this is confidence, because we didn't see that confidence from you last week with Sam Trickett. You seemed a bit nervous to be playing him. Is it different today in the Jungleman?
Jungle's not as good. He doesn't have any points on the board,
That's mean. Randy, talk to us about calling out all these legends of the game. Next week, you've already confirmed to play Elke, another legend. You want to play the big boys? And,
I mean,
He's frozen.
I mean, I want the fans to have the matches they want to see.
Yeah, and they definitely want to see you.
I mean, I want to see a good match. I think I can make a good match happen, and I think I can beat these players. So, definitely going to try my best here.
Randy, you are one of the players, along with Jungleman, who has played a lot of the GPL matches so far. You seem to be getting used to it. Are you still enjoying it? Are you having fun? What do you think of the whole concept?
I think that this is one of the coolest concepts it really is. At first, some people are kind of hesitant about the format. I was, going to optimistically, and actually playing the matches is extremely fun. I am playing against the best in the world. You know, everyone's trying really hard to win. They don't want to disappoint their team, don't want to disappoint all of the people watching, and yourself as well. So I think it's a really cool format, and I'm always like, hey, put me in for heads up next because I want to play again. I want to play again.
You mentioned heads up, Randy. Are we going to see nanonoko play some 6-max this year, or are you a hired gun when it comes to heads up matches?
Well, I definitely am capable of playing 6 max. I think I'm definitely by far the strongest heads up player on our team. Most of our team is geared towards the 6 max. So as a strategy wise, it's I think Selena has decided it's smarter to use me more for heads up than the 6 max.
Also, you're known obviously more for online play. There's live play in the GPL as well. Do you think you want to play any live games, or are you just more suited to be doing the online stuff?
I definitely will be playing the live games. I believe the live games are the heads up as well. Like, and I am the most comfortable on the team to play heads up, and I'm going to be in Vegas. I'm not sure how many of the other China people will be able to make it out there. So you definitely will see me for a lot of the heads up in the live events.
Have you done much research on Jungleman lately, preparing for this match that's coming up?
I just know he gets angry really easily, so that should be no problem, really.
Are you going to do anything to try and anger him?
I'm just going to be myself, and honestly, that's probably going to anger him. So, yeah.
What do you expect from Jungleman? What do you expect his strategy to be like?
Well, I think Jungleman thinks he's one of the best heads-up players in the world, so he's going to try and run me over, like he tries to run everyone over, and he's probably going to fail doing it and get really annoyed. Like, as long as if one hand doesn't go his way, it's pretty much over for him because he can't control himself. He'll just like I've seen some of the hands, he just spazzes out. So, you know, if cards go his way, then he'll win, but like if they don't go his way just a little bit, then he really like he only has like an A game or like an F game, if that makes sense. So yeah. I mean, I respect him a lot, but he does have some anger issues occasionally.
Randy, last question here. We saw Liv pull a little slow roll on jungle yesterday. Do you have any tricks up your sleeve today?
I'm not sure. I'm a little silly here and there, so we'll see. I assume maybe he'll watch the stream. It's probably better for him not to watch the stream while he's playing because it might anger him.
I'm excited even more now to watch this match. We're going to get it on the way very, very soon. Thank you so much, Randy and nanonoko Lou, for chatting with us. Good luck against Jungleman. It's going to be a great game. It's coming up very, very shortly. We're going to head back over to that desk. No, we're not. Whoa, we've got Jungleman on the line. I didn't expect that. Woohoo! Are you there, Mr. Jungle?
Yeah, I'm here.
Are you ready for this match? Did you hear Randy just talk then or not?
Yeah, I heard him. Yeah, what about it?
Have you got anything to say back to him?
Well, honestly, there's nothing that can tilt me more from actually playing him than him thinking that I'm gonna go crazy because a few hands don't go my way. But other than that, I mean, you know, we're gonna play some tournaments. We're gonna see what happens.
Talk to us about Liv's slow roll yesterday.
Well, it wasn't really that tilting. It was sort of funny, but it was more tilting for me that, you know, I fucking got 6th again. That was the tilting thing. And yeah, I mean, standard. I mean, to me, really the only thing that matters is whether I play the hand correctly or not, whether I truly made a mistake in terms of EV or not. I didn't really care too much. Yeah, it's sort of funny. I mean, it's not even for money, so I mean, whatever.
Jungle, you were.
I mean, I'm willing to put money on these things, honestly. Like, I'm fucking willing to do it. Maybe someone will do it since I keep losing them. But I put money against Mr. Liu too. I mean, in my opinion, words don't mean shit if you can't even post. So.
Jungle, you've been playing some really good poker, but things just haven't gone your way. Any strategy to change things up, or you just play the regular jungle game?
You know, first, yeah, I sort of made a mistake. It's not really like a true mistake from a theoretical standpoint. but it made me. I forgot that I was gonna like do things one way. Got a little bit carried away, but I know what I was thinking. It was like not that bad, but it wasn't as good as I. It wasn't bad in theory. It just probably is a little bit too like break even or whatever type of play. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, maybe remember what I was thinking to not do in that match, and remember it more in this match. But we'll see. I won't really be specific.
Tell us, how do you think Randy is going to play today? What's his strategy? What's his game going to be?
Well, I don't think Randy remembers that I sweated him like 2 years. Like, actually, it was more than that. It was like 4 years ago. I remember one thing that he did that I didn't really agree with. We're gonna see if he remembers that. Uh, so I've got a pretty good idea of what he's thinking. We're gonna see what happens with this.
Is Jungle
I
gonna?
mean, huh?
Is Jungle going to win some points for the Berlin Bears today?
I wish I could tell you whether that's the case or not. I mean, it's gonna be tough to lose all of them, right?
Come on, let's have some fighting spirit from the Jungleman. Thank you so much, Daniel Cates, Jungleman, for chatting with us. And best of luck in this next game that is happening very shortly. We are going to throw back to the desk where Griffin and Sam are going to take you through, and we're going to go straight into that very first match of 3 between the Jungleman and nanonoko.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really tilts me more than, Jungleman's hilarious. Doesn't he sound like Archer? Have you watched the show Archer before?
No.
Fans at home, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Bob's Burgers, nothing? He needs some education on that stuff. He gives me the books, but I have to give him the TV shows. I mean, that's the balance that we have here at the GPL. I'm Griffin Benger. This is, of course, Sam Grafton. That was Jungleman and nanonoko. I'm excited to see them.
Yeah,
I love how he's
course.
a little under his skin a little bit. I mean, it's not going to maybe affect how he plays, but it's definitely going to affect the way he reacts to things.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's a little preview if you are seeing these guys for the first time. These are 2 guys who use the web camera to its full effect and, really add value to the GPL because of it, but for 2 really different reasons. You've got Randy Lou, who obviously runs his own Twitch stream, who's, very affable, always giving shout-outs to the fans, doing using emoticons and such like, really used to, like, chatting with people back home. And then there's Jungleman, who he's just sort of like grunting and mumbling to himself and referring to himself in the third person, but it's so captivating. I mean, it's amazing. He's obviously got such a high-level strategic mind that's working away, and then what he comes out with is often such pure gold, but it's almost like not orchestrated or like cultivated.
Exactly.
It's just him being himself, and that's really refreshing and really interesting to see, and draws you into the match even further. So, I think really one of the highlights to begin the day's 6 heads-up matches.
Yeah, I mean, he's unpredictable in his sort of eccentric behavior, and that's what makes it so fun to watch. It's interesting too when you kind of like start to study the way that his brain works, and when he starts talking about, well, whatever, it's like not even for money. I mean, that's how he's lived his life for so many years, where he attaches, his worth within poker with how much money he can make, and you can't really blame the guy. He's one of the most successful players in the world. But of course, this is a guy who signed on to do this. Whether Philip Gruesome like twisted his leg or said, "I have a really good home game I'll get you into if you come," as you always joke about. But he decided to join this thing. He's been a great sport. When it comes to coming out for the matches, making sure that he shows up and he's there, because it's a guy, man. His time is super freaking valuable, and we understand that here at the GPL, and we really appreciate all the time that he's given us. And I'm just excited to see him play once again and just be himself. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, of course. And the thing is he does play at an incredibly high level. He can't really do anything else. He spent so much time working on his strategies for these kind of formats, and he just naturally puts them into action, and that's really rewarding. But of course, like we say, it is a real anomaly, similar to Phil Galfond, another superstar who hasn't registered any points yet. He really must put some points on the board, otherwise Berlin Bears in real trouble in the league.
Yeah, it's this little interesting sort of burden of genius, very kind of Tony Stark-esque, where it's just like, he just has to do this. He's too good at it. What else is he going to do? He's, he's Iron Man. So there's Iron Man himself, or Archer, once you hear him start talking. And I'm sure he's going to be ready to just beat this guy up. Sorry, I just love him. He's just so great.
It's interesting what we said about Randy lose confidence. Obviously, he was very combative in the way he talked about this matchup and the way he spoke about the GPL, wanting to take on the biggest talents in the game and using the GPL as a testing ground for himself. Let's see what...
Already 3-betting, huh?
And this defend is, you know, a statement of intention, really.
He's
going to be playing his ranges against Dan Cates the same as he would against anyone else, not backing down, and it'll be interesting to see how this first heads-up pot goes. And a very favourable turn card for Dan Cates' exact holding.
Yeah, you know, I think part of the reason why it's so fun to kind of, you know, tease and laugh about what Jungleman's going through is because, you know, we all want to be.
Ace high.
Ace high is good. You know, we all it's a great thing to be deprecating and self-deprecating, and it's one of those things where it's hard to find, you know, people that you can sort of laugh about and laugh with, where you're not going to feel bad like you're bullying them or anything like that, because that's not really what's happening with a guy like Jungleman. The comedy is wrapped in the fact that he is so much better and so much richer than all of us. I mean, that's the whole thing, right? He is this figure of incredible success, and that's why it's just we're laughing. It's like, how is he not winning? It's amazing how unlucky he must be getting, and all these different factors. You know, the timeline that we're living on right now, this butterfly effect of all these different things, I find it really to be fascinating, and just a great figure to watch and be a part of this league.
And see, Randy playing the 10-8 suited very passively.
Can tell if it's too tight and full.
And also folding the best hand there. Going to be... It's important he doesn't seize up. It's important he doesn't seize up and be overawed by...
it's kind of hard to tilt, honestly. There's no money on the line. Like, what can you
Here we go,
do?
listen to the Archer voice, guys. You guys
There's
are
no money.
No money.
How upset can I get? I mean, it's sort of upset, I guess. Yeah, I'm gonna try to run him over with this fucking value bet on the river.
Good old drunk
Pretty
Sterling
ambitious
Archer.
Call here.
And this is the first
Definitely going to re-raise jungle here.
hand over hand situation.
I think about 3,400.
Some cases I can shove. Yeah, that's pretty
Flop pair of jacks. I'm going to go ahead and
nice. 3 diamond. Whatever happened to 4 card?
continuation bet here on the flop.
This is a fold versus a single. Just the size. The size is too big.
He's got the edge on me right now, but it could change. Let's fold this.
And of course, if you haven't closely followed...
Pocket jacks. So I'd love to just stack them right away. Alright, let's do it again. You can't help but think, like... I think Jungle can't take this too seriously. Oh, maybe he's controlled today, though. We'll see.
Jungleman has got off to good starts in a lot of his matches. Sort of the way it's gone for him is often building stacks early in the early blind levels and then sort of running bads,
It's not really good.
picking the wrong spots later on. And that's really been the story of it so far, hasn't it?
Yeah,
not like
for sure.
He's
Right.
not won a hand.
Like,
He's
Yeah.
actually
thinks
won
I
some
only
really
play-
exciting
Yeah, it
matches.
looks like every
6
time
max,
he's going to
so-
sort of run away with the table, but it just shows the
I definitely think he thinks he has an edge, which he probably does. But.
shows the unpredictability.
I got it.
He's misclicked.
Just
my God.
all in, guys. He just misclicked.
Oh my gosh.
All in with
Here we go.
sixes, man. If this is all in here, easy. All in. Good luck, Jungle
It's
Boy.
not fucking...
You just made it 15,000, you fish.
I can't... Oh,
Welcome to my jungle.
How ridiculous is this? I wonder if they show
Just-
the there. Fuck this
It's so
software.
bad.
I can't enter in.
It's so bad.
It's stupid.
Well played.
Fucking-
So,
You're so good, Randy. Collect money.
I don't know if you guys can hear Laura Cornelius laughing in the background, but she's enjoying this more than anyone.
Absolutely great moment, though.
Yeah, really.
So, literally shooting himself in the foot, Dan Cates, losing a third of his stack nearly there on a misclick.
I'd love to 9-0 jungle, 3-0 him. Like,
I'm just gonna go crazy from this point because I fucking raised folded 15k.
I think everyone would like
I
to see
agree,
jungle
great play,
not
Randy.
score a single point in like this GPL. Pretty much. I guess he does have 3.
God, how does he shot?
Actually, he has 4, Mr. Randy Lou. Why don't you let us do our job? And Eric, Eric needs to hold on to this job. He can't have you coming in here and taking it.
You know, I actually have a plan with all the hands that I do as the default.
And Randy
Mostly, I should say.
will not be folding to that bet.
Funny card.
Yeah,
Okay, never mind.
it's gonna work.
He didn't have anything.
Dan Cates, you'll notice, has a very wide defending range from the big blind. These high-level cash game players comfortable defending a wide range of hands against.
Oh boy.
Ace King.
This might
is
go in.
beautiful.
I mean,
Well, I'm really curious to see how big his hand was that one time. He must have had something real good. It was something if he's shoving light there.
Ace
It's
King.
so large.
Ace King. Ace King. Come on.
I wonder if he's supposed
4-bet
to
me
just
one
call.
time.
Probably not.
4-bet.
Yeah, I feel like because he doesn't really have a
Yes, we're gonna crush jungle.
Sing
We
that,
got it. We got jungle. It's gonna be over right now, boys. Let's go. Let's go. He's got 9s. Come on,
Alright,
Ace
flip it
King.
up.
Ace King. Oh.
So stupid. I just like forever.
Come on. No, don't do it. Booyah.
Fuck,
Welcome to my jungle.
Sorry about the coughing,
Jungle boy.
guys at home.
Jungle boy.
Randy Lou takes
Wow.
the first match. 3 points for Hong Kong Stars. Another 0 for Dan Jungleman Cates. Absolutely amazing stuff. Wow.
I can't do it, man. It's too much. Jungleman misclicks for a third of his stack in the middle when Randy gets pair of 6s, and then loses a 100 big blind flip, a 150 big blind flip with the pocket nines to the ace king. Yeah.
Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. Jungleman, as
Good
always,
television here
as
at the
we've
GPL.
seen again and
Yep.
again, showing how good he is, winning those first few pots, and then out of nowhere, a real mistake, a real amateur mistake. He's not taking the GPL format seriously in some way. Like, obviously, one misclick, could be conceived as misfortune. 2 misclick, seems like he's not as focused and as concentrated as perhaps he should be. Obviously, in his first ever match, or the second ever match he played in the GPL, he called off a 25 big blind shove with Jack 8 suited by mistake. Here, opening to 15,000. Unfortunately for him, Randy Lou did have pocket 6s where he could take advantage of him. Like, would be interested to see what Randy did with a hand like King 10, a hand that's just a little bit better than average or what have you. But crucial error, left him short and a little bit tilted, and then a huge flip. And somehow you knew that Ace King was going to win that. I can't
it
tell
was
you
not even a
how
question.
confident
I kind of just
was.
wanted him to fully slow roll him because I knew he was going to hit it.
Yeah.
Like, it's just.
And Randy Lou absolutely delighted with all the trash talking beforehand in the match. He's so proud to represent the Hong Kong Stars. Real delight on the face of Randy Lou. And the nightmare start to the GPL for Jungleman continues.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me, I don't know if you watch the U.S. Office, but like Toby from the U.S. Office, where he's just like, just keeps on getting battered down and it's just like won't stop. Yeah, just super unlucky for Daniel Jungleman Cates. With time and counseling, of course, he's going to get over all these losses, with the bet of money and what have you. But so far, really entertaining. And we have a second match coming up. We're ready to throw to our lounge because Laura really wants to talk to you guys, and so does Eric.
I do really want to talk to you. I love that. It was very short, but it was exciting and full of love. I'm sorry, Jungleman. I did laugh when you misclicked. I do apologise.
That was mean, Laura.
I know, but it was
I'm
funny.
really starting to feel bad for Jungle because he's playing really well. Those first few hands, he was absolutely dominating, and just one misclick and a flip later, and he's gone. So I'm starting to feel bad for him. I really enjoy the fact that he keeps on talking about the fact that this is not for money and he shouldn't care, yet you can tell that he does. That's what I mean. You're starting to feel bad for him. But I would not be surprised. Get ready, get ready. This next match is going to be bloodshed. It is going to be insane. He's either going to be out in 3 hands, or poor nanonoko is going to really feel it, because nanonoko is really...
nanonoko. No, I don't think we need
prodding,
to say poor nanonoko.
No, he's prodding at, no, poor Jungleman.
Yeah, poor Jungleman.
Well, I just think that Jungle is out for an attack in this match, and either he just blows it up in 3 hands, or nanonoko will get hurt in this match, because he's just prodding, and Jungleman is a world-class player, so at some point the nanonoko luck or streak he's going to lose one of those flips, you know.
Luckily they can't hear each other. Right. I mean, he will be able to hear what he says
shortly.
10 minutes later, so around now probably. And obviously it was Elke, I think, who started the Jungle Boy.
Yes, very much the Elke thing, yeah.
And that's going to carry on. It's kind of sticking now, isn't it?
That's right.
Randy's using it anyway.
And now we'll see Lou playing Elke next week. It'll be the battle of those that are pushing the Jungle Boy. So we'll have to see what happens.
I don't want him to get too bullied, though. This is...
Well, I mean, Jungle, he
can stand his own.
That's right. You bet he can.
Selena Lin, though, obviously very happy. The first 3 points there going to her side, the Hong Kong Stars, and they're already top of the league.
That's right,
they're first place with the Paris Aviators, both on 31 points. So that's going to be great for them. I reckon every team is going to want to play Jungleman.
It does seem like that, yes. And Randy Lou's going to want to play for every team in order he can play Jungleman. 5-2 is Lou's record now in games played, in heads-up games played. So very accomplished record already. So good for him. 5 wins already is quite an impressive feat.
So if you haven't watched before, this is Heads Up Night for the EurAsian Conference. Heads Up Night for the Americas Conference will be tomorrow. Each match, we have 3 matchups per night, and each matchup has 3 games. So it's not a best of 3. They play all 3 games, whether nanonoko wins the first 2. They will still play that 3rd game. They are playing for a maximum of 9 points per matchup. So we're going to go to the next game very soon. What can we expect? Do you think Jungleman is going to calm himself and might try and
No, he's cranking this
salvage
up.
this?
No, I tell you, it's either going to finish in 3 hands, or it's going to be pain and suffering for nanonoko, because, again, I think Jungle was playing exactly the way he wanted to play, totally dominant, 1 misclick, and totally, the match went the other way. I would be scared of Jungle at this point.
Jungle, take some deep breaths and be ready. Good luck, everyone. We're going to the desk.
See, she's still cheering for you, Dan. I'm Griffin Benger. This is Sam Grafton. We're 1 match through here at the Global Poker League. 2nd day of the 3rd week. Misclick, big flip, Jungleman, 0 points.
Yeah, and this is great for Randy Lou. He knows there's now no chance of getting shut out of this match. 3 points already registered for the Hong Kong Stars. If he can just run good in 1 of the 2 matches, that is the win. That is the 6 point. That's the first, goal when you come into these matches, and he's already halfway there.
All right, game 2. We already got 1 up.
So there you see it confirmed down in the bottom of your screen. Randy Lou, 1 game to 0. Just to remind people, it's not a conventional best of 3. You get 3 points per individual match. Whatever happens, they will play 3 games.
Every time I have a value bet, anytime I got a value bet, I am excited. Even for no money, I'm excited. Maybe it's ace-4 or... Not even ace-4, like ace-7, please, and just call.
Sterling Archer, ladies and gentlemen.
Not really a call. But it's like, whatever. It's like a whatever call. Call with ace-7 there.
And I don't think Randy Lou is going to be concerned losing these small pots. I think he expects Jungle
Hand's
Man
really close. So I guess I'll fold.
to win a lot of small pots. He's going to be hoping that when the big pots happen, Dan Cates is going to be making big mistakes, as he did with that misclick.
I'll open this just in case. Might be bad open. Not terrible. Yeah, it could fold some of these. I thought pairs was great open, really. Think about it. I'll give him the 1/3. 666.
Okay.
Well, it would be is like ace 10 decides to not bluff with it.
Okay, well, I don't know if I had the best hand already, though.
And nice pot for Randy.
Oh my god. Top pair. Top pair. I'm not running that bad. I'm not running that bad yet. Except these all-in situations. We need to fix these. These are not good.
And I think Randy giving something a
please
little
have
away with his timing there.
Whatever it is you need, call it that.
Yeah. I might have to call here.
That'd be
Could
crazy.
have like. There's a good chance he has me
Not
beat though,
believe he'll
but
be raising.
if he's got a misdraw or 6-7, 6-7 1 heart, I guess
Maybe
he has
he'll
to
be
bluff.
calling.
Easy for him to have me beat, but still gonna call.
Randy does
Yeah,
pay off.
Does call.
Too many
Oh,
misdraws.
there's so to be. Finally won a hand against the Randy Lou. I wonder how much he defends. Let's see.
See Daniel
I can't
Cates.
tell right now. I can't tell.
Obviously,
It's fucking 3-betting. It's so good.
confident, sign of the confidence in the edge he has over Randy Lou, that he feels he can open 3-9 off there on the button.
Wins the coin flip. It's just fucking dreaming, this guy. Just win the coin flip. Just, like, what is that like? I forgot what that's like. King 4 offsuit is a fold there, actually. Jeez, this is really fast levels. We play like 5 fucking hands and the ones are raised.
Interesting to see if Dan opts to 3-bet this hand for value.
Antes too.
Okay, re-raises me already.
This hand's always a 3-bet.
Ace 8 though. I'm actually going to re-raise him here. I could call as well, but
So stupid. How can I run like that?
okay, he calls. He really does not care right now, I guess.
It's one times.
But I'm not going to bet this flop. It's kind of a board where someone re-raising and call 4-bet. They usually got like Queen Jack, 10-9, Jack 10, Jack King. I don't like King Queen, Ace Queen. I don't know. It's not really the board I wanted to see bet on.
Randy Lou with a very good understanding of
yes, I'm sure
Jungleman's range in this spot, it seems.
Yeah, I just can't really continue. He could have a draw though, but
oh my god, that worked. Oh my god, what the fuck did he fold?
So I need to be careful. Jungle doesn't care right now.
What did he fold? I have to see these hands. Maybe he's folding just so he can keep playing. So I can keep playing. What the fuck did he fold?
Raise the
No
jacks,
way he didn't have
hopefully
the
he
best
goes all in.
hand.
Kind of expect him not to call though.
Fine, I guess I will. do a couple things differently.
Dan Cates tightening up a little bit because Randy hasn't been overfolding his big blind,
Jungleman.
not opening 100%.
I hope he's doing okay. I hope he's going to be okay playing his high-stakes games after this.
And this is a big flop if Randy chooses to
Here I'm
see
going
bet.
to check.
Wow.
I got a straight. Probably just check the turn as well to kind of try to induce.
Green a bit, nice friendly half pot. Try to hit a spade.
Induce, let's just call here.
Not this card.
There's a jack.
Shit card.
Queen 10. I lose a queen 10. Other than that, he shouldn't have a full house. He wouldn't bet the turn with a 2-pair set.
I don't necessarily think that's true,
So
but
I'm actually
Randy's
going to put him all in here.
Wow.
Because I don't think he's got queen 10.
Not excited about
I don't think he ever has a set. He's trying to bluff him off of a 10.
Not excited.
Basically.
You win, bro. You
That's a
win.
bit unorthodox.
Yeah, it is.
Because, yeah, I think that's
Wasn't gonna
pretty...
call anyways.
Look, would you ever bluff like that all in? Seems unlikely that you'd pick
Maybe
that size
he
in.
showed with the 10
Yeah, probably
thinking,
not.
No, I don't think so.
But he's trying to bluff him off chop, right? That's his intention.
Possible, yeah.
Sure,
I don't think so, though.
But
Yeah,
Where's-
I think
It's not even-
Jungleman is in.
bluffing, I just, like,
He's been sent to
even thought, there's no
Tiltville,
chances.
population 1.
Taking a pure
Jungleman.
bluff. It was the worst hand he has is fucking 10s in hand.
He's not gonna get any
If I did have a 10.
visitors there anytime soon. Actually, I'm surprised we got this far in the tournament already. I don't think we did last time.
Randy, of course, pointing out that if you just joined us, 1-0, Randy Liu won the first match in very quick time. Was eventful few hands with Jungleman, misclick raising to 15,000 with Jack 3 suited, and being shoved on by Randy Liu's 6s, and then Jungleman losing a flip, pocket 9s to Ace King. A very swift victory for Dan Cates.
Why is he tanking? This flop can't be that hard for him, right? What the hell is he doing? Jungle. What's going on?
Dan Cates, we should remind you, only made 4 out of a possible 40 points available to him over these first
Is he
3
disconnected?
weeks.
Or something weird?
Is regarded by many as amongst the best handful of poker players in the entire world, and not had a great start to the GPL. Is a big reason why the Berlin Bears sit bottom
He's
of the
back.
EurAsia division. And I think we will see a check raise here by Dan Cates. You can see very strong holding.
One time at a 6.
He might be making a move. Probably.
Line fold. Fold is very.
He's also pretty sick, so he might
underestimate the fold.
go crazy. Ace King again.
So
Okay.
you know when you have
Okay.
it.
Okay.
People underestimate the importance of the fold.
And we spoke earlier, Griffin, about Randy Liu. You know, would he be confident like we saw in the first
raise
match,
here?
and enjoying himself, or
Oh,
would he be
come on, Ace King.
hard on himself? And we're seeing the Randy Liu
Not
who loves the game
underestimating the importance of the 3-bet, that's for sure.
and you know, enjoying his
See what
poker.
bullshit this guy's 3-betting me away. Probably Ace King. Apparently all he had. Ace Jack
Kind of been
suited.
folding to my 3-bets,
Ace
I guess.
King.
Randy Liu going for a very wide C-bet strategy. Does
Not
have a
exciting.
few backdoors,
Oh,
but
yeah.
What do you think Sterling Archer's drinking over there?
I don't know. I feel like just some
Actually, I
caffeinated
can have
drink.
Yeah.
a few bluffs here. NA9, 10, 8, 9, 10, 8 combination. Yeah, I mean, I have the best hand anyways. All right, we're about to find out what Mr. Lou is 3-betting. We're going to fold the 7-4 offsuit.
I'm surprised he folded his button. That's very surprising. Must mean he respects me a little bit.
7-4 offsuit, it probably should open, actually.
Not sure about that, Randy.
It's the little things, guys. It's the little things. No, there's no money on this, unfortunately. Yeah, if there was money being wagered, believe me, no one would be fucking playing. Sadly. I actually bet a little bit small here. Mr. Lou. Did he bluff me when I had 6-2? Yeah, I think he might have.
He's king again? Okay.
So it looks like he did.
Him here.
And I don't think Jungleman has seen
Hey,
yet
king, every time I do this, I win. Oh, snap. Oh, God, my arm.
value-heavy Randy's 3-bet strategy is.
I'm going to fire this flop at least.
Can obviously see the speed at
Lou's the
which
bluffer.
Dan Cates makes a lot of his
Mr.
decisions.
Lou.
He's a very experienced cash game player, heads-up player, so very comfortable.
Jack 9.
The drink Jungleman is making is confirmed Coke Zero from Eric Danis, the hard-hitting journalist.
Actually pretty good bluff.
My Jimmy Olsen.
It's Mr. Lou. Let's see, we have 40 big blinds. Mr. Lou. Mr. Lou, I thought you were gonna play all bravado or whatever. It's not what's been happening.
Is that bravado?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of the same with the comradeship. I still have to look that up. I'm not. I believe you, but I just.
Talk all those big
like
games.
How is that a
Because it sounds way
massive.
cooler than camaraderie. So why are people using
like
camaraderie for
genius.
years? I don't know.
Comradeship.
Comradeship is like.
Comradeship's got a slightly different.
Here we go.
Is it like is it an
intonation.
actual
Now I'm
ship?
gonna actually
Like
bluff
like of
here.
comrades?
The company-
Is it a boat?
The company and friendship of others with common aims. There you go.
Most
Oh.
likely.
Like
I
the
probably
Global
won't call,
Poker
though.
League. Thank you for that.
So
I got a
He
9,
had me
Randy. I got a
beat, guess
9.
it's a 9 or 6s. Probably more of a 9 though. No, he's he's jungle. He's jungle, guys. Jungle man. just throw him a little fishing line and he will always bite. He will always bite.
Comparing him to a fish is pretty funny.
He raised.
If you think
call.
about it.
He didn't do anything. That's
Randy Lou just waking up early in the morning, getting out his fishing gear, getting in the water, and searching for some jungle boys. Didn't come out right, did it? But you know what I'm saying. He's fishing. He's trying to. Okay, you're a fish, Daniel. That's what he's saying. And he just rolled his eyes while I said that.
good sign. Probably mean they win. Yeah.
Jungleman with an early lead here, up to 6. He's got the 60-40 split right now. So he is ace-jack to Randy Lou's king-queen. Hashtag poker math.
And Randy Lou would love to get this second win, both for points for the Hong Kong Stars and the prestige of winning 2 games to 1.
He's not re-raised me at all, really.
One time I'm gonna fucking do this.
I guess. Having said that, watch him re-raise me.
Randy, these two sort of communicating telepathically.
I'm definitely going to re-raise him again here.
Jack suited, there's some easy.
And if he shoves, I'll
and
call
he's
it
supposed
off.
to play back with.
Did you say my name?
What is this? Seriously. What the fuck?
Decent pot for Randy Lou there.
I'm going so crazy.
Dan Cates picking the wrong time to 3-bet the 5-4 off. Randy Lou, his 3rd appearance, heads up on the GPL. won 3 games to 0 against Sergey Lebedev in week 1, and then lost 2 games to 1 against Samuel Trickett.
Someone you'll see later today, Lebedov making his second appearance for the Moscow
he's
Wolverines,
playing
trying to
kind
get
of
some redemption for his disappointing start
No
in
idea.
week 1.
And Jungleman Daniel Cates, we saw lose 2 games to 1 against Elke. And also we saw 4 performances in 6 max, 3 6th place finishes and a 5th place finish. As we keep saying, very disappointing start for one of the game's best.
Can I bet? Should I bet? Is that a good idea? I'm going to
I haven't
check.
been c-betting that much. I wonder if
Even,
he's going to try and
It's
adjust
not
his
a
strategy
full
for
reason
that.
betting.
Something I need to keep in
God
mind.
damn it. Yeah. So check again, I guess. High chance he checks back.
So
Yeah, he's not calling a turn ready.
2 pair. Interesting, trying to trap me. We got jacks here. Definitely going to re-raise him. Make the same we did before.
He just likes to play annoying. He thinks playing annoying is good strategy. I guess I should not fold him many 3-bets, which I don't really. But
Jungleman, of course, thinking Randy is
We
3-betting a
both a
lot,
lot 3-bets. I might have to consider just doing it with some air balls.
but
Just to kind of see how it goes. But not this bad.
really interesting to see these guys adjusting. Dan Cates
Yeah,
talking
it's
about
run over my
folding
6-4
less,
offsuits.
and Nanonoko recognizing he's folding so much and talking about 3-betting more. Really interesting to see how things play out between these two as the match continues to run on. And this will be the first test for Dan
I cannot
Cates.
fold.
You might think our frequency
to a
is pretty
3-bet.
high on 3-bets right now, a little bit.
Randy really aware of his
Even though we've been
frequency.
picking up a lot of hands.
Great turn card for Randy Liu.
Oh, Bahir again on turn. He
These
either has
spots are really
a king or
annoying.
nothing. So if he's got quads, he's got me beat, but
It's probably not checking.
I'm
but
all in here.
Whatever.
All in, guys. All in. I mean, if he's got a king, he literally can't have me
Seems
beat
like
unless,
his plan is actually to bluff
unless he's
me.
got a king. So
Unfortunately,
hopefully no
but
snap call. No snap call there, so.
whatever. I mean,
Yeah,
it's supposed to
I
fold
think
arguably
I
on
think
the
you should
turn.
go all in, though. Is the best way.
And this is one of the things about poker. Dan Cates making an adjustment,
have it,
calling
might be
wider
bluffing
because
there.
he thought Randy Liu was continually 3-betting
Yeah.
him. In fact,
But he
Randy
actually had-
Liu just getting hit by the deck has
nothing
had
there.
strong hands pretty much every time he's 3-bet. And that's one of the ways luck and
He's gonna
variance can
fucking
manifest
3-bet every
itself.
hand.
Absolutely.
Lead out here on turn. Kind of playing straightforward. That's not very jungle-like.
So 20 something big.
Oh, he
blinds.
re-raises us here. I wouldn't fold here. Definitely have the best hand against this player. Maybe ace
it's
like
kinda close.
ace 5 is like the best hand against this player.
Not very close anymore.
He's such a pleb. Jungle is such
Here,
a pleb.
do anything.
Randy continuing with the
He
trash
probably
talk.
isn't. I'm not sure who
Like, but-
expecting to have. He's
Yeah.
closed man.
And obviously this is a very strong flop for Dan Cates.
I try to bluff him off with something. Like, no, he doesn't care.
Wonder what he
I'm
would
just
have
gonna
if
give
that's
up.
river. Great.
Oh, okay,
Barrel?
pair twos.
And
The hands I was
Why
trying to
is
get
he
the fold,
barreling?
I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
the fold on that river card.
Alright, I hope he does anything. That's the 3-bet fold. That's fucking great play against sixes. I guess I'm all in. I mean, he's only 3-bet me every fucking hand.
Wow, you just snap splits me all in.
Go ahead and fold, Randy.
Wow. Like he's got a pair?
wow, Randy Liu's instinct spot on.
Maybe it's a
He's
slow roller.
Queen or something? I'm sure. I don't think he snaps flipping all in with ace king or queens or. He has a pair? I don't really want to call
Really
off a stack
curious
with
to see
ace
what he
king
has
jack
in some
suited.
hands. I mean, the ace-3 hand.
Getting
There's
kinda
decent
short.
chances bluffing. Really have no idea what that chance is. It's probably a good bluff, right?
Call him, beat him with king jack. He'd be pretty mad. I think I'm gonna call. I don't know. I just
I would go for
strongly.
it.
I would have slow roll.
I don't think I can
There's
fold
actually
it. He might have me beat, obviously.
Just
but
call, Randy.
There's a chance. I think I'm gonna go with this one.
Big
Sorry, we got
flip.
flip.
Oh, okay. Why
Jack, king, jack on the
not?
flop.
Yeah, I mean, why wouldn't you?
Come on.
Flip.
Come on. Don't do the diamond.
It's so
Oh,
stupid.
No.
no.
That's what you get. Tanking this long and then calling.
Man,
You better
so
get it
sick.
in.
I would be
Can't
so
do a
sick
fold,
if
to
he'd
be
be so
fair.
tilted if I won
Still.
that hand. Oh.
Big turn card for
Jack
Dan
is
Cates.
solid.
The return of the
One
king.
box.
Huge, huge turn card. Dan Cates now in a commanding
Here we go.
position in this
is where all the
match.
skill
Going here.
is.
About time he
Uh,
on his way.
Really
huh?
good instincts there from Randy Lou. Really felt like he had a timing tell
This
Yeah.
is the-
on,
this is the
on
real
Dan
skill
Cates.
right
Okay,
here.
9.
Well, this is gonna
What
be.
do I
shove.
do here?
Call
I
in.
guess I just shove.
That is the correct thing to do,
I
unfortunately.
don't think I limp
Come on.
call. God damn
That's
it.
good. Pre-flop.
All right.
Okay.
20%. One time.
One more.
King or a 7 were required to end this match.
Okay, nice.
Randy Lou lives to fight on.
If he opens a lot, I can shove this.
We haven't gotten to this level
I
of
don't
the
know
tournament,
how much he
so I'm not
opens
really sure how he
currently.
plays when he's
But
playing
if I
this kind
flop
of smaller.
trips, then I should have gone all in pretty. That butch is definitely back. What should I do here? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna raise.
You check raise me? Ah. Oh man, I really don't think he does this ever with an 8. Oh god. If I had a 4, would he really do this?
What's
Check raise
going
with
on
4?
here? Mr.
I think
Lou thinking of
oh
moving
man,
in?
it'd be so sick to just put him
Thinking
all
of
in right
moving
now.
in?
But I just have Jack high. I could be drawing dead.
No one, people don't usually
way he
tank
does an
forever
8, right?
and then
4,
call.
I don't think you do this.
It's not usually what happens. There's usually a raise or a fold coming when someone
I
tanks
really
for a
just
long
don't
time.
got it. This might look like a blow up. Might look really bad, but I really just don't feel he's got an 8 here.
Randy Lou out
Yeah,
leveling
that's
himself.
kind of bad though.
I don't know. I don't have a good feeling from Mr.
I
Lou.
just don't think he's got
I
it.
do not have a good feeling.
Ticking time
I'm
bomb.
all in.
And big misstep from Randy Lou here.
Slow
I
roll.
don't
Slow
know.
roll.
He's seen me kind of play kind of passive, so if he calls with an
Slow roll.
he wouldn't check raise an 8 here. He just needs to make a sick call like ace high here or something, or king high. But does he really think I shove 5-6 or a 7-5? I don't think so. He's tanking, so he definitely doesn't have an 8. Against Sam Trickett, I didn't go with my reads. Against Daniel, I'm definitely going to go with my reads. My gut.
Randy Lou revealing himself as a field player here.
Yeah, not even with a backdoor spade. Literally drawing dead to running jacks.
No, he has under 1% according to the stats.
Yeah,
so
that's-
there is a chance.
So you're telling me there's a
Heartbeat
chance?
is so much heartbeat.
Oh, poor Randy just has no idea that he's
His fate
he's
has
ripe
already
for
been
parody
decided,
right
yeah.
now. The poor guy. Oh,
And by the way,
Randall.
this is exactly what we saw from Felipe Ramos yesterday.
Yeah.
People just not thinking about their hand or their ranges or anything like that.
I mean, there's
and
no
just
two ways about it. It's just poor
clicking
play.
buttons.
It's poor play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope
Really,
he's actually tanking and not slow rolling or disconnecting.
really unusual, given that Randy Lou must be normally playing 9, 12, 15 tables. That's what he's known for. And presumably, when you're playing 15 tables of cash games, you don't have time to,
How much is he going to slow roll the guy?
stare into your soul. Well, I think maybe it's a disconnection issue.
No, it wouldn't have been. No, he wouldn't be.
Oh, he
freaking
does
out.
have an 8. Sick. I'm just drawing dead.
What the fuck?
Wow, I'm really surprised. Okay, my bad. Oops. Slow roll me. Oh, I guess he disconnected maybe or something.
No, you were slow rolled.
Okay.
Sure.
Well, that's good.
He would have been flipping out if he was disconnected.
I guess I wasn't repping too much.
And second match goes to Dan Cates.
A little bit of button clicking there from the Hong Kong star. Not Randy's finest moment, but you know, he so far in the Global Poker League, he's had a lot of great moments. So we're gonna let him. We're gonna give him a pass on this one. I mean, I don't. It's not,
yeah, for sure. I mean, the thing is, you know, we want to encourage creative play at the GPL.
Absolutely.
It's so great when people step out of the box. You know, pick all unorthodox plays. But, you know, there's so many better hands to bluff all in with.
Yeah.
If you have a gut shot, you know, if you have 2 overcards and a backdoor flush draw and
even
a 3
just
straight.
a backdoor flush draw.
Yeah, etc. You know, you've actually
Give us
picked
something to work with here,
2
Randy.
blank Ludo cards to go all in with against one of the best in the world. You know, and Randy, it's okay to, you know, have little reads on people.
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw his instincts with the King Jack suited to believe he was flipping
For sure.
because of the timing tell. But, you know, you can take that a little bit too far. Can you say about Dan Jungleman Cates that you know one of the best players in the world's strategy so much that they don't ever check raise with an 8, as was proven? No, you cannot.
I think that what really happened here to Randy is that it was a huge sort of a brain fart. It's one of those things where it's like he's getting caught up in the excitement in the moment, you know, reading the Twitch chat, this and that, having so much fun, wanting to make a big play, wanting to make a big call, wanting to make a big bluff, and it just slipped away from him a little bit. Same way it did with Felipe, I feel like, yesterday.
He's got overexcited,
I agree. I really think that this is something, it's a real aberration. It's not something that would normally happen with Randy Liu. I'm sure he'll be the first to tell you that in the third match. So again, listen, Randy Liu, such a good poker player, nanonoko online. There's a reason he's a Stars Pro. Just a big slip up, a big mistake for him in the Hong Kong Stars. But again, he got that big lead in the first match. He felt a little comfortable. He thought, you know, I have the room to do this. Definitely a mistake, but he's going to battle back. Laura, Eric, what do you guys think?
I'm just glad Jungleman's smiling now. 1 game all. Berlin Bears really needed those points. They are climbing a little bit. They're still at the bottom.
Still
but
at the
they're
bottom.
only 2 points behind Rome Emperors now, right?
That's right. A win by Jungle in his 3rd rubber match, and he'll be scoring, you know, 3 more points for the Bears. As you said, a smiling Jungleman. That's never a good thing at a poker table, but just entertaining as always. And Randy Liu with the 1 misstep, and unfortunately, that's what happens when you're playing someone of the caliber of a Jungleman. It was a great game. It was a fun game.
It was interesting, that very last hand there, wasn't it? Just the fact that Jungleman actually had the goods. But obviously he's unpredictable, so Randy just didn't know. That's
right. And you know, Sam Grafton, our good friend Sam, had a great point about the types of players like Jungleman. They're unpredictable. So Randy Liu just, you know, decided to go for it. It didn't work out. I think he just dusted himself off and let's go for a 3rd match.
I wonder in this next one whether we will see Randy calling him the Jungle Boy as much, or whether he'll quieten down, whether he'll pipe down after he lost that 2nd game.
I think we'll see a more serious Randy Liu in this match. I think winning the 1st match gave him a ton of confidence. We've talked about winning that 1st match is so crucial. It makes a big difference. But now he's tied at 1. He's admitted that he's probably the underdog in this match with Jungleman. Jungleman much more experience playing mega online heads-up matches. So I think there's going to be some pressure on our friend nanonoko, who is expecting probably after winning that 1st match to probably score at least 6 points for Hong Kong at the end of the day.
So they will always play the 3 matches. There are always 9 points up for grabs in each match on Heads Up evening. So 3 points each, 3 for nanonoko, 3 for Jungleman. Who do you think is going to take the last 3?
I'm sorry, Twitch fans, but I think this goes to Jungle. I think he's focused. I think he's good to go. It's funny that, you know, a few weeks ago, Jungle even mentioned that he was playing a lot more tables while playing his 1st ever session here at the GPL, and he got criticism for that, but we tend to forget that online poker players play 16, 22, 40 tables at once, so it's not anything of a disrespect to the GPL. However, I don't think he's playing anything else but the GPL heads-up match tonight. You can tell that he's focused. He's drinking that Coke Zero. I think driving hard for that sponsorship. I was a little under the weather yesterday too. You can still tell that he's a little under the weather. So I think he wants to dispose of Randy Liu early and maybe go catch a few Z's.
Junglemen are not supposed to drink Coke Zero. They're supposed to drink jungle juice, aren't they?
You'll have to let him know that, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
He's from a different jungle, let's be honest.
You need the jungle juice. That's the next thing. Paris Aviators obviously came into today top of the board, same as Hong Kong Stars. We've got George Danza playing for the Paris Aviators, the German, but obviously playing for Paris. He's going to be playing Igor Kurganov. That's not going to be an easy match.
No, it's a tall feat for George, who's not necessarily known as a heads-up specialist. Igor Kurganov is just known as a great poker player, so it doesn't matter what you throw him in. So it's going to be a big challenge for Paris. This could be the day where Paris drops in the standings, and I think Fabrice Soulier doesn't want that to happen. That being said, George Danzer has relived so many big moments. I think he'll be fine, but it's the old rivalry, right? London and Paris. It doesn't get any better than that.
Yeah, it's going to be a good match following this one. As we said, we've got one more game of this matchup, and then we'll probably take a break depending on how long this game is. But these games have been pretty quick, actually, compared to some of the other heads-up matches. We're going to find out how long that's going to take. We're going to go to the match right now. This is the third one, 3 out of 3. Who's going to take the decider? Nanonoko for the Hong Kong Stars, or will it be Jungleman for the Berlin Bears?
Thanks, Eric, Laura. I'm Griffin Benger. This is Sam Grafton. This is a lot of fun, buddy.
Yeah, great stuff. Real excitement in both matches. Randy Liu there, if you're just joining us, losing the second match at a tie level now at 3 points to 3 points. And yeah, I think one of the things that perhaps we should factor in is he lost that big flip. And it was a moment, King Jack versus sixes. You flop that Jack, you're a huge equity favorite to be 2 matches up against a legend of the online world. That 6 comes on the turn. And maybe after that, Randy was a bit off his game, began to see things that weren't actually there. And, that maybe accounts for the fact that he, made such a outrageously ambitious play. And also, we should point out that it wasn't a slow roll from Jungleman.
Yeah.
I think his computer, not our end, his end, his computer freezing up a bit.
I feel like he would have been reacted more negatively. Did we get confirmation on that?
We did get confirmation from Jungleman. There's a rivalry developing between these guys, but that's not to say Jungleman's indulging in 4-minute slow rolls.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you're talking about the King Jack sixes hand. I mean, that's really a reflection of just poker can be a cruel mistress. I mean, she's both forgiving, and then she'll give you back a 6 when you just think that the world's crashing down. And that's what makes poker so interesting. I mean, with everything that was happening, when we saw that Jack come, it's like, there's no way a 6 is coming. Yeah. There's no way he's backdooring diamonds here. He's definitely just going to lose here, flip out again, then boom, 6, and everyone's like, wait a minute, Jungleman's back. And maybe this is the turning point for Dan, needing that a little bit of run good to get him in the zone, because he's someone, when momentum is on his side, he's going to be such a threat for the Berlin Bears, and you guys are going to see the real Jungleman come out, and it's not going to be funny anymore.
The jungle wins the
match. We can beat the jungle.
And we haven't seen that big grin on Jungleman's face too often in this thing. It's great to see. Great to see.
Jack 3 offsuit is a fold. It's super close with the fucking Yantes.
And just to remind you guys, it's not a best-of-3 situation. Each match worth a separate 3 points. So they both secured 3 points for their respective franchises. But, that win, 2-1, that really means bragging rights and a lot of pride, Taking on, Dan Cates, heads up and winning 2 out of 3. That's a real, feather in the cap for Randy Liu. Something he'll be very proud of, despite all his achievements in poker. And, Dan Cates can at last begin to say, yes, I'm a committed member of the Berlin Bears, and I'm going to bring points for the team. So, a lot to play for.
So it'll be like what? It'll be 2 feathers in the cap, and then a bunch of just tumbleweeds.
Basically, Dan Cates' cap is already feathered fully. Yeah. You will not notice another feather in a GPL feather, but And Randy Liu has a very aggressive c-bet strategy, in case you didn't notice. He obviously c-bets. I mean, there, ace-jack, fair enough, you can actually probably c-bet for value. But, he bet that other ace-jack when he had the 3rd nut flush draw as well.
For all the marbles,
probably going to need
Randy Liu. I haven't had on many tests lately. I
be a bit more
had
controlled.
Stuff not really suitable for tests.
Professor Daniel Jungleman.
I guess I'll check this hand. Sometimes I do bet. I'm gonna bet here.
He's right for parity right now, the poor guy.
I'm gonna bet again. Put him to a small test. Just a small one. Just a small test. I believe the spot gets a lot of folds in general. I don't use the spot very much.
I'm gonna go for a check
But I
raise
do
here.
kind of
I
have a
think
lot here.
I can have
A
two
lot,
pair,
like
but he can't.
jack of diamonds or
And I
whatever.
think he bets the king of
Phew.
diamonds a lot on the flop.
All right.
Little mystery there
So
from
he might
Randy.
have been
Retest
bluffing. I
jungle.
might have had the best hand, but
Yeah.
I think it's very credible.
Playing
I have
good.
full house there.
Yeah, kind of trying to use blockers and stuff. I understand what he's thinking, but definitely off of his game right now when it comes to hand reading. Again, I like to talk about how we don't want to be, too much of the experts knowing what the cards are. But like, I mean, it's really hard to make a flush even when there's 4 of them out there. You only get 2 cards. There's four. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a math player, but like, come on, call. You got trips. Like, I don't know. It's just not good play.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have perhaps several hands you can turn into bluffs, and you pretty much never have the nut flush. Surely you would lead that on the turn a
Yeah.
lot. I don't know, but yeah, I agree. Randy Lou,
So weird.
we spoke about the effect Sam Trickett had on him, where
Right.
his reputation made him freeze up.
Right.
Here, perhaps we have a situation where his reputation is making him
Yeah.
drastically deviate from his normal game and get a bit over creative.
Yeah,
in a
I mean,
way.
it's never my
Second
intention to sort of
one,
disparage,
yeah.
the skill set of these players. It's so much
Feel
easier in the
better?
booth here. I'm not out there playing, so I can understand. He doesn't see the cards, and there's a lot of different factors.
Wants to see a
There's so many
heart.
things that Randy Lou does well, that he does better than even,
Oh, Jack
maybe
high.
even does
Actually,
better
I
than
love that
Jungleman,
here.
does better than you and I. But right now, off his game, very evident.
He
And
is raising
gotten
really thin.
counterfeit here, and it's a really
To
unfortunate
be
situation.
fair, I should have the best hand or
Just
chop.
got jack high.
Really
I mean,
often.
I don't beat much.
You might raise thin if he's in odds and cases or something. I wasn't expecting the jack 3. It's actually isn't the worst hand
He
to
either
bluff
thinks I have a
with,
10 or a weak ace.
but it's not very
He's
good.
pretty good at
I wonder if I ever
having
win.
everything,
Maybe it just
really,
sounds like
whether it's a bluff or value.
I just
You might think
yeah,
it's a
no,
hero
get
call.
that. I don't want to try bluff him off that. Fucking busted flush draw, anyways. I'd rather have something different. You like ship the river or some bullshit. Put him to a real test.
And Randy Lou off to a good start here. 1 game apiece.
I'll check actually.
Randy Lou improving to top pair. Gonna have an easy bet
Yep,
for
great
value.
play. Could have been if he was a pair. I'm in really terrible shape.
I don't even want to watch the stream. I just want to, like, let's just concentrate, not get distracted. I really would like to 2-1 this guy.
I do know how Randy feels. You Twitchers can be a little unforgiving sometimes, but we all love you.
A good turn for us.
I swear he bets really often. He really does.
I think he suspects I play a little straightforward, maybe. So he's not really going to
Just coincidence.
crazy with plays.
It's not a bad thing. It's just a little bit annoying.
So maybe
Yeah,
can use that to my advantage.
I really do want to win. Just because. Literally, that's why. Just pure stubbornness.
Hope we can pair up here.
We hear the
Nothing else.
competitive
Fold or
nature
soft pot.
of Dan Cates, saying he really does want to win.
You guys are really sensitive hearing. I don't know how you can hear the stream.
Our producers, I think, telling Dan Cates to turn off their commentary.
Pair fives. Pretty deep, so I'm just gonna call.
No, I was not meaning to slow roll Mr. Randy Lou. I thought it was funny because I accidentally slow rolled him. For those of you watching, I was playing. And it is pretty funny he had
He
Jack
bets, I guess he
3
has a
suited
jack.
though. I mean, that's
I think
spot he gets slow
9
rolled
or
in.
8 would have done something by now.
I should have bet smaller,
He did
maybe.
this bet with 4 high earlier.
Not sure if it matters.
But it's kind of like looks like a jack or nothing. 10, 7, queen 10. I'll pay off because I'm not worried too much about the 8, 9, or ace. I think he would have bet those by now. Just pay off. He's got jack or nothing. If he
It
does
did
have
not
jack.
matter.
Oh, I actually had
Mr.
an
Randy
8 too. I'm
gave me
surprised. Well, I mean, jack 8 it makes some sense.
Actually, 3 deuce suited is not a very good 3-bet hand.
Great flop
This
here
is
for
part of
Randy
the
Lou.
reason why. Imagine I 3-bet. Now the flop is Jack 8-6 with 3 spades. I have 3-2 of clubs. Imagine that scenario. Not a good scenario.
You might think about it. I guess he hasn't check raised me. Maybe it was kind of bad to play the 9-8 when he had the trips that way because he hasn't float. He hasn't check
Very
raised from what I'm aware of. I'm not watching stream, so
Yeah, very evident that Randy a little affected here by the blow up. Happens to the best of us, absolutely. Very easy for the mob mentality people to kind of get on him, and I think it's important for him to keep himself away from that chatter because he needs to really focus on this third match, try to get 6 points for the Hong Kong Stars, and I really think he's someone who's very capable of persevering through, a mistake like this. He's very, very strong of character, believes in himself, and I think that he's going to be just fine. Would you agree, Sam?
Yeah,
Should I
sure,
put him
of
to a
course.
real test? Actually, I have the perfect hand for it.
He thinks.
So you know what? I will.
I think he thinks that I'm thinking.
We're gonna find out what Mr. Lou is made of. He might call me.
15,000.
It actually is one of the best hands to do
I
this
think
way.
he's bluffing too much. So you can do this for value. I don't know. You just let it go. It's not really worth it.
God, I love chess so much.
The Jungleman test.
Mr. Lou! There's nothing better than putting people to tests. And having it work out. This is... Yeah, it's a call. Excuse me. King is not a good card.
I'll go for river value.
10 is not a spectacular card. Suppose I'll fold. Isn't the worst time to make a really crazy move.
I need to get out of the jungle. Get out of his jungle.
I guess.
I definitely stepped into like
spot. Not really the
a
worst.
sand trap or something of his.
9 or something, I guess.
A bear trap. A Berlin bear trap in the jungle.
Nice little alliteration there from Randy.
Hopefully this is not bad timing.
So small, I don't think I can fold. That's a good flop.
Very wide defense from Dan Cates. Did have Randy Lou absolutely dominated with the Jack 4, but not flopping any clubs, any equity, forced to release.
Wow. How shallow are we? Lines are 40 big lines.
Lose to 4s and Jack 10 right now and Jack 4, but just call for now.
That was
7,
a
8.
pretty terrible card.
Queen. It's interesting.
Pretty
I
bad
actually
card, I
don't
would
think
say.
he bluffs his turn. Yeah, I don't think he bluffs his turn.
It's always interesting to spots where they share cards, see how they play.
Protect my hand.
And this...
I'd be surprised if he jams.
This is sort of like that spot where
Be
Felipe.
really sick bluff. I don't think it'd be a bluff if he jams. Sick card on the river.
Hmm.
He probably has me beat now.
In his mind, I can have 9-8, queen 9, things like that. Here we go. These fucking whatever bluffs. I mean, this is the only bluff I have. This is the only one.
I don't think I beat too many hands.
Jack
Well, I don't think he's got a pair.
Very
I
interesting
don't have
stuff
any
here.
other ones. Man probably wasn't good on the turn.
He will never
so
have me beat
why the hell not?
pairwise, so it has to be straight or nothing. But what hand would he turn into a bluff this way? It is
Jungle. They give the jungle the bluff, and the
Yeah, I don't
jungle
know, just-
bluffs. That's his problem.
Yeah,
They're
I
just-
don't know.
They can't. They give him the
What,
bluff.
like, he check raised King Jack and turned into a bluff on the river?
Wow.
It
Randy
doesn't think it turned 90
is on it.
bluff, surely. I mean, that's
Makes really no sense.
Well,
I don't
go
think he
have.
check
I
raised
can't tell you what it is.
a forward
I cannot
and
tell
check calls the
stream
turn.
what my bluff is. If it's not King Jack. It's fucking King
The
Jack.
line really
so,
is kind of silly
You know.
for a bluff, because I could have a queen. I mean, well, he's a hero.
Randy, come on.
Real high level stuff.
What happened
there.
to not being run over?
The bulldozer,
Give me
Daniel
some more
Cates.
bluffs. Don't give me sixes. Actually, yeah, do give me sixes. God fucking damn it. Don't give me 10-6 suited, that's for damn
Oh,
sure.
great action flop here.
Give me a... I don't even know...
Check.
Do I want
Trap a
flush
little
draw?
bit.
Do I want that? Do I want this right now? Do I want a flush draw? It's an okay barrel. The only problem is I don't know how often I get check raised. I think Randy is actually capable of doing that. Believe it or not.
Still kind of
That's a very good turn because it means I don't have to
Slow
bluff. And when I don't have to bluff, it's a
might
fucking
try and
pretty
do
good
that.
result. Now I have a fucking value bet, which is good news.
But
now I'm
if he
gonna call.
checks two streets,
We're gonna see what he has. You're 8-3.
he probably has like a 10 or a 9, I guess, at this
You
point.
won-
So I just bet, yeah.
You won the max.
Got some value.
No, he didn't actually. Incorrect 3-bet. Actually, no. I take that back. I take that back. I just didn't know I lost the hand. It's whatever hand. For someone who says that I steam, then the next thing he does is a 3-bet queen 7 offsuit. Seems really ironic to me.
Yeah, I mean, that's absolutely right from Dan Cates.
Yeah.
Randy, frustrated to lose the hand with King Jack, couldn't put
I don't like to see that.
Cates on a hand, and as a result, just picks a random blocker to 3-bet
Right.
the next hand.
Bet here. Try to get
You might be bluffing. I'm
ace.
gonna fold. Normally.
Guess he had a 9.
Hand is kind of whatever to call it. Well, I was bluffing that hand, but his hand was better value than mine. Give me something. Can I have a winning hand? That would be fucking sweet. I've not had the winning hand, really. I guess Queen 2 offsuit was my winning hand.
And just to draw your attention to it, guys, Randy Lou
Guess
is
I'll-
in a commanding position in this
Yeah, I
match,
guess I
nearly
could try that.
3-1 in chips.
Mm-hmm.
One game apiece so far.
I'm looking at a pair and flush draw, just a mere pair and a flush draw. Yeah, I'll call.
Limps, huh? This is new.
Pretty good flop. There we go, now I get the winning hand. I shouldn't fold this hand.
Randy C betting, bottom pair, top kicker. And Daniel Cates calling with worse.
Can I get some hands? That'd be so cool.
I'm just going
Yeah, I don't
to
really
check
expect that
here.
He just has me beat.
A lot of respect.
think
7
you
pair
bet?
offsuit defend, I guess.
Randy commenting on how wide Dan Cates defending there and then
All
defending with 9-3 himself.
I'm
Hopefully
gonna
he
lead out here.
has.
He probably doesn't know how to play small pots,
I
so
wonder
at
if he
least I have a
watched
draw.
the end on Elky's stream.
Rather than just check calling to draw.
He shouldn't have anything particularly good.
He's
Only
probably
problem is
confused. Yeah, it's a pair, I guess. No.
is-
Alright, we
yeah.
turned to straight, so I'm gonna check. Maybe try and
that's
trap him a little bit.
I wonder if he ever has a bluff. Yeah, what doesn't matter too much. I decided to fucking hope he watched the Elky stream hand. And look what happened. Fucking the card that actually would have completed the equivalent of my draw now rolls off when I have the real hand. Okay, that's cool. That's just fucking amazing. Should he have a flush draw? Not really. I'm gonna bet the
so
river.
straight and flushes are out there. I don't think I'm worried about the full house. He bets here. I'm just gonna put them all in. I don't know. Well, I don't think he folds a straight flush. I don't think he folds a. Oh, does he fold straight? He might fold straight sometimes. I'm just gonna put them all in.
Interesting. Randy again,
Seriously.
really trying to.
I try to bluff him off a chop.
And this
I
is
just strongly don't think he's got a hearts or a full house
I'm
here.
not a bad hand to call with
Or
actually.
queen 9 probably would have raised the flop.
So stupid. He shouldn't really have that many suited hands either.
Let's really try to move him off of chops right now.
It's so annoying.
this might actually work here. I know you weren't
Old
crazy about when you
buffer.
did this earlier,
Maybe he
Sam,
thinks
but
like 8-10 is a bluff or something.
I just don't think it's
The
necessary.
fuck is this, seriously?
what if it works?
What would he raise with? Queen 2 of hearts.
It's still just. I mean,
Something like that.
I don't know. I presume that
what the
Dan's
hell
down with a heart
is
and a
this?
7. This is going to be a combo he always calls
Not
out of his
that
9
hand.
combos. I don't know. Let's hear if he gives us some insight.
Something like 4 of hearts, maybe.
I mean, I think when we question whether Dan Cates is taking GPL seriously, you know, we're wrong because
fact that he's not
he cares deeply
For sure.
about like this is a man that plays a game for a living and plays a game for millions of dollars
So
per
annoying.
year. He cares about getting things right, and we can see that now.
What the fuck? You know, it's not supposed to have hands like this in the spot.
Slow rolling at me again?
I mean, I guess the other thing Dan Cates is thinking about is he bets a full house, a flush, and a straight. And he actually has the worst of all his hands. You know, he has every combo of queen 9 off
It's
in
funny,
his
I don't
range.
know if he's slow rolling me or if he's actually thinking.
You know,
Pretty funny.
so many flushes, full houses.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into this too, where it's
He,
just like
he has every combo of 10-7, Jack-7, and 8-7.
I know what GTO would do. Would not fold.
Saying that game theory dictates it is a call.
In his mind, he thinks 10-8 is a good bluff here or some sort of, probably like 10-8 or something.
yeah, I'm thinking he's probably going to come to the right conclusion.
But
But
even shovel flush.
We did see
His
something
range
similar
is
where
super
he just
that's
called
so
with
annoying.
Hurry up,
top
Dan.
set against Elky,
His
remember that
size.
as well, where he had top set of 10s and
Risk to call.
yeah, something interesting
Yeah,
to
20
notice.
plus 20.
Nanonoko's really nervous. He's getting slow rolled here because of what happened.
15 more.
You can see he's
This
a
is
little
as long
shook.
as the Dur challenge. This is as long as the Dur and
That's a great-
Jungleman
great
challenge,
reference there
man.
by
This is the longest
Nanonoko.
tank ever.
10-2 of hearts or something like that. That's ridiculous. And if he had- No, he doesn't have that. 7. Yeah, in his mind, his bluff is like 10-8 or Jack-8, I guess. 10 of hearts, something. 10.
see in Dan Cates' mind, he's either got a bluff or he's got him beat. He doesn't think
No,
that
yeah,
he's just going to
exactly.
sort
He's
of
trying to get him off a chop,
and I think
which is his reality right now.
as soon as Dan Cates knows he does this with some 9x, it's like a slam dunk call.
So stupid. What the fuck? Some things like that. Yes. He might be bluffing. It's so ridiculous.
Also, if you're going to pick some 9x to do it, to bluff them off a chop, pick some 9x with a heart.
With the heart, yeah.
Yeah, pick ace-9 with the ace of hearts, pick 9x with the 9 of hearts. Like, that blocks some of his value combos. You know, I just think that...
Yeah, very tough spot here for Jungleman Cates. I know that feeling where you get check shoved on the river and the guy's repping.
Oh, we had the same hand. That's funny.
Looking at the King Jack hand now is Jungleman.
Really tense moment because Dan Cates folds. He is down to an absolute bowl of rice.
This could be a bluff.
Oh, wow, he folded.
Could be Randy Lee.
He's going to be so upset. Hopefully this match lasts 10 more minutes and he can see that. But
amazing. Randy Lou.
So annoying if he has it. So annoying if he's bluffing. It's just annoying no matter what. There's possible revenge.
King or deuce to win it.
Off, Stenner.
Randy Lou.
Good flop here for Daniel.
Come on.
A deuce on the turn.
Come on. Hold.
That's all coming up, Randy. Yep, that'll do it.
Good game, man. Welcome to my jungle. Good game, jungle. It's well played. Well played. Well played. Not.
Randy Lou wins the third match, 6 points secured for the Hong Kong Stars.
Shots fired by Randy Nanonoko Liu there at the end. Great to see him bounce back. A lot of fun. I mean, I know how bad it can feel to make a really bad bluff or something like that happens. And for him to come back and have that confidence and share his enthusiasm and still just be like, not like, welcome to my jungle. It's a pretty messy jungle, to be honest with you, after that second match blow up. But in general, he did show a lot of good things, and the check raise on the river, you didn't like it, but it certainly worked. And a lot of the time, that's the interesting thing about poker, is that sometimes you just do something, whether it's kind of clicky and all that sort of thing, it works, and it threw Jungle off his game there, maybe in that spot, and he made a fold that he even said he knew was not GTO, and it was so annoying if he was bluffing, it was so annoying if he had it. And he didn't have either of those things. He had the hand that he didn't really was able to find because of the whole GTO thing. Really interesting stuff, Sam.
Yeah, and it was great to see Randy Lou jumping for joy there. You know, that's so great to see. This is someone that, as we said, plays literally hundreds of thousands of hands online every year, has done for many, many years, and yet there's still such pleasure in getting one over on your opponent, such pleasure in, an all-in, a deuce coming on the turn, really reconnecting with that feeling we all have when we first start to learn and love the game of poker. And, that was really, touching to see and brought a smile to my face. Yeah,
absolutely. Jungleman, such a character here at the GPL. And, it's so many interesting things that happened in this match. We talk about the, the accidental slow roll. You talk about the, everything with the bluffing up pots, the betting 15,000 instead of 1,500. Really an amazing, for how quick they went. Some of the most entertaining heads-up matches we've had here at the GPL so far, and really indicative of the fact that these two are just great characters for the game of poker and for the league. So I'm just really excited to keep on seeing them come out, because I love the way that Nanonoko bounced back, and I love the way that Jungleman, is still just like, he's just being himself. He's not getting affected. He doesn't care if he's losing. He understands the variance of the game. I thought him winning that second match was going to give him some momentum, but things just not going his way.
Yeah, there was a whole host of really, really interesting hands throughout the course of the match. Some because of mistakes, as in the misclick raise in the first match by Jungleman. Some just because of these guys trying to outplay each other, fighting so competitively. Obviously, that King Jack versus King Jack hand, and there where both of them with a river straight. Two really interesting hands where, both players had the same hand at the river, a top pair, King Kicker in one hand, both with a straight. In one instance, Jungleman got the better of Randy Lou. In the other one, Randy Lou outplayed and got the better of Dan Cates. So really, really exciting stuff. But I think we're going to go to the lounge now, where Dan and Laura do have the winner of those two games, Randy Lou, on Skype to chat with.
Thank you very much, Sam, and congratulations there to Selena Linside, the Hong Kong Stars. 6 points to the Bears, 2 games to 1 there. The Jungleman, I'm glad he got at least 3 points there.
Yeah, but I think Jungleman will think that he deserved all 9 points in this match. I think he played that well. But Nanonoko just keeps on grinding, and good on him. Had those chip leads early in most of the matches, and it's hard when you lose a flip at one point. You lose all your chips if you don't have the most chips as you go into the all-in. Laura, that's a little advice for you.
Oh, thanks, Eric.
But that's what happens.
I need poker advice?
No, of course not. Of course not. Not at all. No, but that's exactly what happens, right? Cates had lesser amount of chips was, in danger of exposing himself, and that's exactly what happened. But he had a great match. It was a great match between both players.
I believe we have Randy Liu, nanonoko for the Hong Kong Stars on Skype now. Are you there, Randy?
Yep, hey there.
Congratulations, another game goes in your favour. 6 points there for the Stars, and you really managed to wind the jungle man or boy up a treat.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty good. Like, I knew he was going to be an easier opponent than Trickett because, he hasn't done very well in the GPL so far. So, I went in, I actually played a lot more confident. I made a big mistake in the second game, but I went with my gut, and I think it's important.
Randy, you sit now at six wins, 3 losses in games played. Heads up, that's a fantastic record. The first to 6 wins. You must be satisfied with that record overall.
Yeah, I'm very happy about it. I mean, every player is obviously really good, but it's a nice confidence booster. The Hong Kong Stars really, Selena and the team, they really need a strong heads-up player. And I'm not a heads-up specialist by any means, but I'm okay at it, I would like to think. So I think they're really happy to have me on the team as a wild card, and it's a good honor. And it's good to show like I can actually hold my ground against these top players.
How annoyed do you think Dan is going to be when he sees that hand that he tanked over for a long time where you both had a straight?
Yeah, I mean, Jungle actually is funny. Right after the match ended, he's typing to me like, "Oh, I would have this hand. Oh, what are you doing?" Blah blah blah, kind of stuff. So like, he gets very emotional, and just gotta throw him off his game a little bit. And I thought I played pretty good, and I think he's probably pretty tilted. I think he should stay away from poker for a couple hours before he plays again.
Any other advice to the Jungle Man after his performance there?
I mean, Jungle, like maybe just take it slow. You might want to read a mental game book to help you deal with tilt. I think that would be really good for you.
Randy, give us a little, let's get inside the mind of nanonoko. The challenge of playing well, but also educating the masses, letting us know what's going on in your brain. How is that, I mean, you do it so well with your own Twitch channel. Maybe tell us how you do it so successfully.
Well, I do it successfully. I mean, I do stream on Twitch a lot, right? I know there's a lot of fans that, look up to me, and that just gives me much more confidence in myself to kind of try and educate them to the best of my knowledge. And I've played so many hands of poker, so I've got a lot of experience, and I've seen so many hands in different spots and stuff. So I don't know, I've gotten better about vocalizing my thoughts ever since, I took this game professionally. And I don't know, it's just a really great honor for me, really. And I like educating, the people that look up to me, because without them, there really is no nanonoko. So I want to give them my best.
Randy, we'll leave you on this. Next week, the big matchup, nanonoko of the Hong Kong Stars against Paris Aviators' Elke, another legend. Talk to me about that match and how you think you're going to fare in that one.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to play Elke. He's a good friend of mine. We're both from the gaming background. So I was like, that just seems like a really cool match, And we're both going to be in Monte Carlo after, so we can probably smack talk to each other after I win, of course, 3-0. Elke, he's a good player. I think I have a little bit of an edge against Elke, at least in this format, because I think he's still catered a bit more to the 9-max kind of structure, because he's more of a tournament player. So I definitely think I have more heads-up experience than Elke, but I don't count Elke out. He's a good player. I know he used to play heads-up a while ago and has done really well. I think it'll be a really good match for the people and for the plebs.
Any last message or shout-out for your Twitch fans out there before we go?
I don't know. Thank you, everyone, for watching and supporting me. Purple hearts to everyone. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Randy. Chat to you later. Well done again. That was, of course, Randy Liu, nanonoko winning their 6 points for the Hong Kong Stars. Jungleman taking 3 points for the Berlin Bears. We're going back to the desk now, back to Griffin and to Sam for some key hand reviews.
Nanonoko, such a great personality, always smiling. Brings a smile to my face seeing him happy. And Jungleman, probably not as happy right now, but definitely getting a little more confidence as things start to go his way a little bit. But, they didn't really overall in these matches.
Yeah, of course, Randy Lou's got to be delighted, and I'm sure Selena Lin will be delighted with him as well. Obviously, he's now produced 18 points across the course of 3 heads-up contests against really, really tough opposition. Sam Trickett and Jungleman, very, very tough opponents. So incredible results from Nanonoko. Let's take a look at one of the key hands from that last contest. Absolutely remarkable hands where Jungleman limping in with the 7-9 off, Randy checking the 3-9, and you can see Daniel Cates flops a straight. Randy Lou, when he leads out here, 0% of the time will he have the best hand at the river. The most he can hope for is a chop, and yet somehow he finds a way to win this hand. So absolutely remarkable. Comes out for a lead, and the turn means that these guys now are chopping, although Dan Cates does have a heart in his hand. So again, even at this point, still a slight equity favourite. Dan Cates bets the turn for value. And again, kind of interesting strategy that Randy Lou would lead with the straight draw, and then when the straight comes in, check. Yeah. I'm not sure that he has a particularly balanced strategy in terms of his leading ranges. And then on the river, checks again. Dan Cates, obviously, with a clear bet for value on the river. Hoping to get looked up by perhaps trip 7, hand like 7-6. Jack 10, a frustrated call from top 2 pair that, flopped really, really well. And Randy had indeed been looking Dan Cates up a variety of times throughout the match. So at this point, we're thinking Randy's going to make the call and, these guys are going to chop it up. That would have been frustrating enough for Dan Cates. But in comes a big check raise all in from Randy Lou and puts Dan Cates in a very, very tough spot. Because actually, out of his value hands, Dan Cates doesn't really beat anything.
Yeah, it's one of those situations where, it's so easy to be an expert at home, guys. You really have to realize that we can see the cards. We know that, he has a straight. Why would he ever fold a straight here? But if Randy Lou had ace-3 of hearts here, or he had 7-8, a lot of you back home would be like, he has to fold. He check raised all in here. He only has a straight. You really have to have perspective that these situations, when you don't know what the other guy has, is a lot more difficult than it really is. And that's why in this situation, when he's shoving here, Daniel Cates doesn't believe that he has a straight, that he has a flush or he's bluffing, or a full house. He decided he was losing, and then this, of course, happened to finish him off.
Yeah, of course, and massively frustrating for
absolutely unfortunate
for Dan Cates. And he said that from a theory perspective, he should be making the call. He has to pick some 9s out of his value bets to make a call with. I would have thought that a 9 with a heart blocking some flush draw combinations and a 7 blocking a lot of full house combinations would be, one of the ones he feels he has to call on the river. But he made a big laydown. It was incorrect in this instance and set up Randy Lou for that big win and a further 3 points for the Hong Kong Stars.
Absolutely. Let's talk about how does this affect the standings. But that's not our job. That's the job of the
beautiful. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to even touch the standings.
I'm not touching them.
Let's talk to some real experts.
All I know is Laura and Eric. They know what's going on. Guys, you ready for us?
Wow, Sam called us experts. Did you hear that?
Yeah, only with the standings, though. It's all we know about. That's all we do. We crunch numbers in our basements, apparently, is what we do. Laura.
Right, talking of,
Yes.
Hong Kong Stars will be definitely top of the Eurasian Conference now. Shall we take a little look at the standings, how they are right now? 37 points, so 6 points clear of the Paris Aviators. The Moscow Wolverines with 29, London Royals 28, Rome Emperors 24, Berlin Bears slowly trying to climb.
Laura, we keep on trying to write off the Hong Kong Stars. I'll be honest, in the latest USA Today poll, I had them ranked 6th in that conference, still with that many points.
Selena won't be happy with you for that.
Yes, sorry, Selena. But they keep on winning. I mean, Randy Lou is doing his job. He's doing phenomenal for that team. And it's become the Randy Lou show, and it's going to continue next week. But good on Hong Kong Stars, making guys like me look terrible, and I've got no problem with that. But Lou just having a great time, and boy, is he ever fun. He's the only guy that can have a big smile on his face, yet destroy his opponents while talking to us, saying stuff like he's much better than Elke, and he thinks he has an edge on Elke, but has that big smile. So it's great to see Randy Lou going. You mentioned the Berlin Bears. It's a dire situation. This team had a chance to at least move to 5th to get some points on the board. They did not. Our good friend Dan Cates has just been, scoring-wise, it's been an atrocity. It's just not been what they needed. And with so many points from Dominic Nietzsche last week, thank goodness those points came in, because they'd be in really rough shape at the moment.
They would. And next week, I'm just trying to think if we have a player for the Berlin Bears yet who will be taking over.
Don't believe so.
I don't think so. I may divulge some information a little later. I may know.
Laura knows everyone and knows everything.
Haha. Never underestimate me. Let's talk about the Paris Aviators, because obviously coming into yesterday, flying way above anyone else.
Is that a pun because of their...
Yes.
Not very well done.
Sinking a bit now, but coming on next, obviously, we have the Igor Kurganov-George Danza matchup.
It's one of the premier matches we were looking for, London versus Paris, two of the biggest cities in Europe, biggest cities in the world. Obviously a natural rivalry there, but it's a tough matchup. I think George Danza would have preferred to start his year maybe with someone else, someone other than Igor Kurganov. The problem is that if you insert as the home team, Paris did have the ability to select who they wanted to play here. The issue is any member of the London Royals would have been an issue for George Danza, because they're so spectacular. So that'll be a tough challenge for George. I really do think he would be the underdog in this match. That being said, Danza does love to play poker. He's an excellent poker player. Will not be surprised to see him try to get a couple wins in there. But Igor Kurganov, as Liv mentioned yesterday, one of the top poker players in the world, no matter what type of tournament you put him in.
I'm excited to see that match. I'm excited to see the hairdos as well on the webcams, and even if Igor will be playing with the same webcam as Liv was yesterday, whether they'll be playing from the same place. We will find out. That match is coming up next. It's coming at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Please stay here. It's not too far away. But in the meantime, I do hope you enjoyed that Jungleman versus Nanonoko epic heads-up match. We will bring you more a little bit later on.
Can't get enough of the GPL? Head over to globalpokerleague.com for the most complete and up-to-date standings, schedule, stats, and information on your favorite team, as well as full-length match replays, highlights, and epic hands from all of our matches, and much, much more.